Hello, welcome to the Brick Base. I'm Matt, and today we're going to be taking a look at the UCS BB-8. Just a few specs on the set. The set number is 75187. It contains 1,106 pieces and originally retailed for $100. The age recommendation on this set is ages 10 to 16. Alright, now let's take a look at that one minifigure we have. And here is the only minifigure that you receive in this set, BB-8. And I really like how they included a minifigure scale version of BB-8 just to compare it to the UCS version. And he's a pretty common figure. He comes out in a multitude of sets, including Poe's X-Wing. And he does have some nice printing all around his body and all around his head as well. And he does have a stud on the top of his head. And if you haven't seen before, his body is basically just a sphere, and then there's a stud on top followed by his head, and he does not roll around. That would have been really cool if LEGO could have figured that out. But yeah, not a whole lot going on here, and let's get on to the huge UCS BB-8. First off, I just wanted to note that BB-8 does come with a stand and a plaque there, just like most of the UCS sets do. And let me just move BB-8 out of the way just so we can take a closer look. And BB-8 does rest just on these 4 sloped pieces. However, one problem that I have with it is that sometimes if you put BB-8 on wrong, these slope pieces do tend to fall off. But other than that, it's a pretty good way to display BB-8. And he does have the little version of BB-8 here in the front. Just a little place to put him. And here's a closer look at the plaque. The model is a BB unit astromech droid. The affiliation is the Resistance. Primary function is navigation and repair. His height is 0.67 meters. The equipment is a holographic projector, a welding torch, and an arc welder. And his primary sensor color is red. So I always love how UCS sets include these information plaques. They just tell you a little bit more about the ship or model, in this case, that you're getting. And it just shows that you're getting a quality product that is more detailed than most LEGO sets. So yeah, I always look forward to these plaques that you get in UCS sets. So yeah, let's get on to the actual UCS BB-8 itself. So I did take BB-8's stand out of the way just so we can get a closer in-depth look at the model. But just taking a look at it, you can see that there were a lot of unique building techniques just to get the overall shape of BB-8. And I really like how they didn't just totally smooth out the body. You can definitely tell that it's LEGO, which I always love in LEGO models. But yeah, you can see that some studs are on the top here, some studs are on the side. It's just overall a really good look that I really like with the set. Also, moving on to the features, there are 2 main features of this set. One of them is on this side panel right here. You can see that it rotates, and when you flip it right there, this door comes out on a hinge and out pops his thumbs up. And you do see that in Star Wars Episode 7, which I really love how they integrated that little feature in here. But yeah, just comes out. I believe there's a gear inside there, and that's how it comes out. But yeah, I really love that feature. And then moving over this other side, there is this other plate that rotates. And up on top, you can see that it does move BB-8's head full 360 degrees, which is very awesome. You can make him shake his head or do different motions or whatever. But yeah, it's really interesting how this works too, because there is a Technic pin that goes through the body up to his head, and then how it exactly moves is on this interesting contraption. It's kind of like on rubber bands and stuff, but yeah, it's definitely an interesting build. Here's a closer look on how exactly the head function works. So you can see as I turn this, there's this little contraption in here that moves side to side, which ultimately moves BB-8's head forward and backward. And then there's a little Technic piece that you can't really see inside of this hole, and it rotates 360 degrees, so that's how it spins and moves forward at the same time. And moving right along, this is a closer look at BB-8's head. You can see all of the techniques that they use to get the round shape. You can see they use some, I believe those are 1x1s with a stud on the side, and then they used tiles there to get that detailing right there. And then of course the two antenna pieces on top. And all around, I just think they did a really good job with recreating BB-8's head especially, but still making it look like Lego, which I love to see in Lego sets. And even his little eyepiece, or whatever you call that, and some other sensors on here. All around, just a really great model. Here's a quick look at the box. You can see that on the front there's some very nice box art with BB-8 rolling, and it looks like the Millennium Falcon. Yeah, the bottom of the Millennium Falcon, which is really cool. And it has the white box art with the Star Wars Episode 8, and I think they came out with Episode 7 sets too. But yeah, just it looks very clean, and all of the set information here on the side, and your little BB-8 figure that you get. And moving on to the back of the box, you can see a lot of the features, the display stand there, and the little thumbs up that you can do, and how you can move his head by twisting that little knob on the side, which is really cool. And then on the top, you can see the actual size BB-8 right there, which they do with, I think, pretty much every Lego set. They do something like that. But yeah, that is the box for you, and let's move on to the instruction manual. Here are the instructions, and this is a decently thick instruction manual. Like most of the UCS sets that come out, they just do it with the one instruction manual that is relatively thick instead of multiple. But yeah, you can see BB-8 there on the front, just like on the front box art, and then on the back they just have the advertisement there. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the instruction manual. Usually on UCS sets they have a little information thing at the beginning, but this one doesn't. It's kind of weird. They did this with the R2-D2 set as well, and the Porg. They're kind of like in between UCS sets, like kind of UCS, kind of not. But yeah, just those three sets don't have the information things at the front with the designer and everything. But yeah, that is it for the instructions, and let's get back on with the set. So overall, I really enjoy this set. I especially enjoyed the build. There's a lot of Technic structure that goes to the inside of it, which made it very fun and kind of complicated, but yeah, overall I just really love all of the detail that they put into this set, and I really like all of the sets that are like this, like the R2-D2 and the Porg that they did just recently. And I think they're coming out with the UCS Yoda sometime soon, just like the one from back in the 2000s, early 2000s. I think it was like 2002 maybe. But yeah, that set, I can't wait for that one. But yeah, I really like all of these, like, I'm still going to call them UCS sets, but they're kind of like on the borderline, but they still come with plaques, so I'm going to call them UCS. But yeah, that is it for my review on the UCS BB-8. Thanks for watching. If you do like our content, please be sure to subscribe to the channel and maybe leave a like or comment down below, and we'll see you guys next time.